Because you're doing custom work doesn't mean you still can't do estimates. Uh, if y'all have any questions related to the body shop industry, let me know. If you're a technician, if you're a first-time business owner, uh, if you're struggling with branding, you're estimating, let me know where you're stuck at. And so on the estimating system, you want to have at least you want to have those four categories. Like I said, it's body, paint, and parts and material. One of the common mistakes that a lot of first time business owners make is they don't calculate the material correctly. They tend to underestimate how much material they're going to need, and so what tends to happen is that a lot of their profit will run into their material because they fail to estimate it correctly. Especially on the paint material. Remember, because if you're going to do any kind of repairs that has body repairs, you're gonna have to, the primer, body filler, maybe some sealer. So it adds up pretty quick, especially also with parts too. You want to make sure that you're marking up your parts correctly to make sure you're making a profit on those parts. That's a pretty big deal right there. A lot of shop owners will just kind of ballpark an estimate, a verbal estimate. They'll say, hey, we'll do the whole job for X amount, but they don't actually break it down. I was talking to this business owner that wasn't doing actual written estimates. He was doing a lot of verbal estimates, and he was like adding everything into one price. So he was consuming everything into like one price thing, right? And we started to break down some of his jobs, and it turned to find out that he was making about minimum wage per job. Like he was making minimum wage. So after he finished the job, after all the time, the material and everything, we calculated it up, and he was making minimum wage. So he could have made that same amount of money. He probably would have made more money working at McDonald's because he wasn't looking at his numbers correctly. You understand? What's up on TikTok? If you have any questions related, let me know. We'll jump into Daniel. Let me know where you're from, Daniel. I don't know if Daniel has his mic on. Daniel, is your mic on, Daniel? Daniel, you can ask.
Can you hear me? Oh, shit.
Now you're good, bro. How you doing, man?
Oh, okay. I'm from Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana.
Oh, nice. What do you have going on down there?
I got a body shop. That's a mechanic shop as well too. We pretty
Okay.
much do everything automotive.
Nice. What do you do in the business?
I'm the owner.
So are you doing any other technical work?
Uh,
What's that? Oh, you there?
handles their own management.
I'm sorry. You went mute. Daniel, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me
Oh,
now?
yeah. I think it
I
went.
don't. I'm new at this too, so it's like cutting in and
Hey,
out.
it's all
So
good, man. It's all good. So let me. So you're saying like you manage everything there?
I'm the director of operations, so
Uh-huh.
I pretty much set everything up for everybody to do.
Oh, nice. So what are you looking to do with your career?
I'm trying to, I guess, figure out to make sure this thing can operate like without me being there is the
Okay.
goal.
Yeah.
I've tried a few times and stuff like that, but just haven't been able to kind of get the right employees or the right training in place. So I wanted to see what you guys had to offer.
Yeah, that's actually so there's actually three like phases, right? Well, there's actually multiple phases, but I'll kind of break it down for you. Were you a technician at one point?
Yes, we started off as a mechanic shop, and I was a technician, a mechanic.
Got it. Okay, and then you transitioned to more of the management side of it, like the operations, because you pretty much know how shit runs.
Yeah, I pretty much did all of it, like up front. Like I wrote my own estimates and everything else too. I dealt with the customers and turn wrenches in the back as well.
Got it. Okay. So in order, and we've actually like working on this 4-year plan on this because the body shop, the automotive industry is pretty interesting, right? And a good example on how you would scale is you have to narrow it down to a certain product. Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, like right now, okay, let's say for example, y'all do tune-ups, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So right now, if you're marketing for tune-ups, that's actually a service. But if you have a tune-up product, like if you make it into a product, do you understand the difference between that?
Yes. Yeah.
Like for example, you know how it says that 5-minute oil, guys?
Yes.
Okay, so what they did was they took oil changing and they made it into a product. 5-minute oil changing, that's a product. Do you see it? And so because they made it a product, they simplified the business. So now they're not having to train everybody in so many different things. They're training in one specific thing.
Yeah. I get exactly what you're talking about. That's exactly what we were trying to do. Like, I'm trying to find somebody in each department to pretty much market their own product. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Versus me having to kind of be there to instruct all that.
Yeah. So what is y'all's highest profit service or thing y'all offer there?
We're
I'll give you an example, right? So like with the body shop industry, we started off doing like custom restoration, motorcycles. Like it was like bring it in, we'll fix it. You know what I mean? Major collisions, whatever,
yeah.
right? And so what we did was we had to say, okay, you know what do we want to what do we want to specialize in? What's going to be our kind of a sweet spot, right? And what we found our sweet spot is more like minor repairs. So
Yes.
we don't do any heavy hits, because look, if you're gonna do a heavier hit, and you only have several good technicians, or if you're gonna do a major engine rebuild or whatever, that you're gonna tie up that technician on that one job, and he's gonna bottleneck.
Yeah. What's crazy is you hit the nail on the head because that's what we've always done. We've always been a specialty shop that took everything in and hardcore diagnostics and everything.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much trying to cut all that out and we're trying to be a service only, like for maintenance stuff.
yeah,
So that's what we're trying to market more. So things that come in and stuff like that, we're trying to just sell all the maintenance versus um the hardcore diagnostic stuff.
yeah.
All
So
that we pretty much pick and choose it, you know?
yeah, and see when it because whenever you say like you would kind of do kind of like diagnostics and all that stuff, what you're doing is you're providing a custom service for that client, for that customer. So every customer has a custom like service, and
Yeah,
you can't duplicate that because you're like customizing the ways you do things for that certain customer. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And so like
Absolutely.
so I mean that's actually a really good thing that you're looking to focus just on the maintenance side of it. You know what I mean? How can
Yep.
we offer a maintenance like for
A
example
package.
a product would be the platinum maintenance package. That's a product. Do you see it?
Yes,
That's your custom product. And so now you own that product. So now you're not a commodity.
I got you.
Do you see how you set it
Yeah.
off? And and
Yeah.
and, and with that package, you get let's say for example, you get you know, so you can actually charge like a premium for that because they get, you know, I mean, whatever the maintenance is, and you can actually throw things that you already kind of can incorporate, right? You can say, four free computer diagnostic scans for free included. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, if y'all do like windshield calibration or whatever, you can throw that in as an additive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff that you would already do that's not gonna put you out of your way of doing something custom. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's just added value. That's called added value because, like, for example, let's say you're gonna bring someone's car in to do a maintenance, right? and y'all detail every card because that's just how y'all do it. When they pick it up,
Yeah, we actually do that.
yeah. So that's actually, you can actually say that's an added value. Say, did you know that with every maintenance that we do, we actually detail the inside, we disinfect it, we use a special cleaner for the wheels, we use a silicone-based tire dressing, uh, we use Rain-X for your windows. So you're actually that's actually like a $300 value that we're actually including in there. So what you did was you just added value. You're already doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, anything that you're gonna do, either way, that's called added value. Because a lot of times we forget about the small little things that we do that make the job, complete.
Yes.
But definitely, you know what? If I can recommend a book, it's called Built to Sell.
Built to sell.
Yeah, Built to Sell, and you can listen to it on an audiobook, but it's gonna break down like really basic fundamentals on how to do what you're doing. It's an awesome book. It's a very easy read.
What do you think about like marketing wise? Because I'm terrible at like when it comes to marketing for other people or marketing other people, I'm really good at it. But when it comes to myself, I'm terrible at it because I feel like it's kind of like I don't know. I guess I feel kind of like embarrassed or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there's different ways to market, right? I'm pretty sure you have a logo and a brand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the logo and the brand is going to be very important. Uh, so you can actually there's several things you can do. One of the most effective ways to market is to educate. And so educating would be like, a good example would be like, what's the difference between conventional and synthetic oil? Like, I'm asking you a question.
I'm sorry.
What's the difference between conventional and synthetic oil?
Well, one takes takes more abuse. Uh, takes more abuse. The viscosity is a lot better.
Okay, let's say if you made a video about that, like that gives you credibility in the marketplace.
I got you.
So you can just educate on certain things like different brake pads.
Okay, yeah. So not instead of marketing the business, you market the product that we use
No, you
and stuff
educate.
on there.
You educate because look, what you're doing is you're giving value.
I
You're
got you.
you're giving some. So, for example, if I buy you lunch, right, you're gonna feel like you owe me something.
Okay.
So, but if I'm giving you value, if I'm educating you, and I'm making you wiser, because hey, this dude like knows his shit about oil. He knows his shit about brakes. Like he's like an industry expert. Like this place, like they know their stuff. You know, and
I
so now,
got you.
now you're educating them, and now you become an industry expert. And so now you're not even you're better than marketing. You're like an industry expert. Like you're the one that knows the shit. For example, in our area, I'm known as the industry expert for collision repair or automotive, right? So whenever the news has anything that's automotive related, they call me first.
Oh, come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm just and it's all general stuff. Like the last time they had a big deal about like the how to understand the VIN numbers, like how to tell if someone like has removed the VIN numbers on a
Hmm.
vehicle. And so I had to show them exactly where the VIN numbers are located and show them how to match them up and show them, signs if anybody's been tampering with it or whatever. But that was all educational stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And what it does, it links back to your company.
Okay. So you have do you have um an MSO?
What is that?
Like do you have multiple body
No,
shops?
no, no. So right now, our thing is like we're kind of a unique business, right? Because you know we specialize in the insurance claims minor repairs, right?
Hmm.
But we're also transitioning to more vocational trade training.
Okay.
So for example, instead of us competing against other collision repair shops, we're not even in the collision business. We're in the vocational training business.
I got you.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So you do like the staffing for it?
Yeah, yeah. So we bring new guys in, we train them up, and we're actually building out a curriculum for that. And that's something that's moving like down the road. That's something that we're planning down the road. That is more scalable than uh trying to do a shop, you know.
Where are you guys out of?
We're at Texas, Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually pretty legit because it's this industry is pretty much a losing battle when it comes to trying to find um good
Yeah,
help.
yeah. And so look, if you narrow, like for example, maintenance, like if y'all specialize in maintenance, that's y'all's niche, you can train new guys for that easily.
Yeah,
You see?
absolutely.
And so
Because you
now,
have a SOP for them to follow and stuff, and that's
yeah,
wrap.
yeah,
They don't really need to be a B or an A tech.
yeah. So it's not like you're trying to find someone that can rebuild a motor,
Yeah,
and do this tuning and stuff. You're just trying to find guys that are trainable, and that first you start them off changing oil, then brakes, and then suspension, and then maybe alignments,
yeah.
then ups, and so now like and what you do is and you also one of the common errors that a lot of business owners make is they don't market for new technicians. So just like how you market your business for new customers,
Hmm.
you got to be marketing for new technician, for new talent. The same, like the same. You should get maybe like 8 or 10 people applying each week, new guys that are just green, that are
Yeah.
interested in learning and working. And so you constantly keep that going. That way you have a pipeline of guys that want to work, because what tend to happen is, you know, a shop will get really busy, and then they'll be scrambling to try to find technicians.
But you don't think for doing that, um, if you cycle through text and stuff like that, or you get a pipeline guy, you might get a bad rep as to like um turnovers.
It's part of the. If you look at any company, any major company, uh, they're gonna have turnovers, and that's something that you have to get used to, because look, how it is in the automotive with technicians, right? You know,
Yeah.
some guy will come in here and says he knows this and that, and I have certificates, and I can do I can run this shop by myself. You know, they sell you all this stuff.
Yeah, talk. I always say talk's cheap. I want to see the action
Yeah,
first.
yeah. And what tends to happen is they'll be doing good for the first week, and then their old habits fall in, and they fall off. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so what I always like to do is I always say, let's do the 60-day test, because what that means is like, a technician can only fake it for 60 days,
yeah.
and then their true self comes out. All their bad habits will come out. And so if you're going through these green techs, you might go through 10 of them, but I guarantee you'll find two good ones.
I got you.
But in
Yeah,
order to
yeah.
find in order to find the two, you have to go through the 10.
Because we always do like a 90-day probation period. Because I remember I used to give guys good pay, and it was like 30 days. The first 30 days they weren't worth a damn anymore after that.
Yeah. Did they have experience?
Yes, a lot of them had good experience, but I just feel like we had a part in it as well too. Because like I said, we were like pretty much a one-stop shop, so there was a lot of chaos. I'm
Yeah.
starting to just get the people in place to start managing each department correctly.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're trying to simplify things as well too. We just recently became a gold, an ICAR gold class shop.
Oh, nice.
So I'm trying to see what next to get the certifications in. I'm thinking about going the Tesla route.
Yeah.
But I just don't know where to get started with that.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, if you were to go the Tesla route, you could probably just specialize just in Teslas.
yeah, like,
You know,
I figured I wanted to do something that was going to gain a lot, and we only have like one shop here that
yeah,
does it, and I think they're about to be booted off the program. So but that's just hearsay. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean,
Um,
if you can, if you can, say, hey, we specialize in like let's just say Tesla, for example, right? You know, if you have some new technicians that are just starting off, it's kind of, it's even better to find guys that don't have no experience because you can train them the way you want them to be trained,
yeah,
versus having to try to retrain them.
I agree.
You
But
know,
it's just at least they have to know that knowledge base. At least finding
well,
somebody from like UTI or something like that.
I mean, not necessarily because think about it, like you can interview them and see what their background is. If they like if they're mechanically inclined,
Yeah,
you know, and you want to look at their learning style, right? Most technicians are hands-on and they like to watch videos. If you notice that. So they're
yeah,
hands-on and they like to watch videos. So what does that mean? That means that okay, if I hire a green guy, that I gotta find some platforms that can give him some online training. A good thing that you can do if you don't have all your videos in place, you can actually spend a Saturday and go on YouTube and you can find a bunch of like training videos, like other guys that are talking about it, right? And you can put them on a private playlist. And so when you have your new guys, you can say, hey, I need you to watch these 10 videos and let me know, like we're gonna talk about them. And what you're doing is you're educating them while they're at home, or you're just kind of what you're doing is you're teaching them the language,
yeah,
and once they understand the language, then they kind of catch on to things a lot faster. And so you can actually spend the time and do your own videos, or you can go through YouTube. And also 3M has a lot of free training videos. You know that?
yeah. I've
3M,
seen.
and then also the iCar, you can actually set up a shop, like a company account. You can buy videos and you can make them watch those videos. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what we actually have. That we pay monthly for that through iCar. So all my techs are like up to par right now.
Yeah. So if you hire a new technician and you give them a 90-day probation, you can set the standard however you like it. You can say, hey, I need you to meet these requirements before we move forward. And so now what you're doing is you're experimenting, your onboarding process. You're
Hmm.
coming up with your own onboarding process. Does that make
I
sense?
got it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. But man, that's good, man, that you're looking to check out that book, Daniel. It's an awesome book, dude. It'll give you some clarity on that. So what y'all do a lot of collision repair too, or what?
Yeah, it's pretty much. I would say it's like 50-50.
Okay.
Whenever it's like hit or miss. Whenever I took on collision and stuff, we opened in 2005,
Okay.
and I think it was in 2008 or something like that. Yeah, is whenever we started incorporating collision work as well too. And then that's whenever we jumped into a bigger shop, and then we took over one that was already existing, to
Okay.
where we took on direct repair, and that's whenever it just jumped from there.
So are y'all still doing direct repair?
We do we only do one right now, but
Okay.
we kind of kept it simple,
That's good.
um,
Yeah.
to where we can actually pick and choose. I would want to get back on the direct repair and stuff like that once we get everything streamlining and stuff like that. But right now, it's just crazy the stuff they demand. I don't want to work for free.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You know?
definitely it's good to have one direct repair. That way, that's one stream of income right there for the company.
Yeah,
A lot of DRP shops, they rely only on their insurance claims, and they don't have a brand, they don't have a website, they don't have anything. So
yeah,
years down the road, when that insurance company pulls out, the business has no valuation because they never built a brand.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that's what's crazy that's going on here is like um all the MSO shops are like pretty much buying up all the medium shops and stuff like that, medium
Yeah,
sized shops. So all these guys are building a good platform to where they're selling to like, like the Gerbers
yeah, yeah.
and all that stuff. Because here we got like 3 Gerbers here already.
Oh wow.
So I don't even know how that's actually maintained. But the crazy thing is a lot of people it's everybody's like cliquish here. So the thing is like a lot of people that know better and stuff like that, they stay away from Gerbers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because they're pretty much known as the hackers. They pretty much hack vehicles up.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just doing it for the
Just for
cycle time
profit.
and a number, yeah,
Yep.
and we gotta get it in and out as fast as possible.
Yep.
That's how they run that. But
Now I'm just trying to keep that middle ground to where at least we can repair things the proper way as our repair procedures and everything goes for and safe.
yeah,
And that's what's so hard now is there's man these cars are getting smarter and smarter and more complicated to work on, and there's a lot of restrictions. So it's just trying to stay updated with everything is what's difficult.
yeah. So so one of the things that about the heavier hits, we stopped doing those is because of that, uh that they're getting really technical on the repairs and certain things, and there's a lot of special equipment. And so we kind of left that for the dealership stuff. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let those guys mess with that stuff. You know what I mean?
What's crazy is like a lot of people don't know it, but like we network with a lot of dealership, and that's what we work. We like dealership sends a lot of vehicles to us because they can't handle it.
Oh wow.
Um, and it's crazy because like learning around dealerships here, a lot of them aren't even certified on some of their other like heavier stuff to do,
Yeah.
which is crazy, and they're not even equipped for it. So I've got a lot of ins on that. So I'm like, man, that's crazy. That's why I'm networking with one of the GM dealerships and stuff like that we might do the certifications for the C8s because you have to keep maintain a certification and you got to equip yourself to be able to work on those for them to even sell you the parts.
Yeah, yeah,
So I tried to sub some of the stuff out to some of the dealers here, but they're not even certified to work on them.
yeah.
So I'm
Wow.
like, damn.
Yeah,
And like Jaguar and Range Rover, like we do a lot of those in mechanical, and they had reached out to us before too to be an independent if we would want them to sponsor us to be a independent shop
yeah,
or a collision repair. So that's what I was looking into as well too, the certifications, how to obtain that, and the tooling. So I wasn't sure if I was going to put another $500,000 in equipment yet. You know what I mean? To jump onto that. So I've been doing a little research on that before I jump on that.
yeah. You definitely want to take a a step back and like look at see actually what makes sense for y'all to be just focused on.
Yeah,
You can see how you're being presented with all these different options. You know, and I mean,
I just agree with you on the like the lighter hits, like a fast track shop.
yeah, fast
Um,
track shop, and,
we
and
have like uh well, we're gonna have a dent company in one of our storefronts because
uh,
we have a pretty big building and pretty
okay,
big slab. So we wanted to incorporate like the dent repair right there as well too. And I network with a lot of them because they send a lot of paintwork over for me as well. So I figured if I have them on site and stuff like that, we was gonna do like a fast track setup to where all of their stuff, if uh if he starts doing like dents and stuff like that, and if it busts through, they'll shoot it straight to us as well too in one claim, and we just fast track it, do the repairs, paint, and shoot it straight out, and it stays flowing. So we were gonna try our location and do that first, and then he was gonna try to set up some kind of SOP system to where we can both network together and open multiple locations that
yeah,
fast track stuff like that
oh
to
wow,
where it's like light hits, not
yeah.
any big
So
pools or anything.
Yeah, so if one way you can think about scaling, right, is right now. So you're it seems like you have a lot of good opportunities coming up, and you are making some pretty decent money. You know, uh, one option that you can think about is you can focus on really strengthening your brand, like the company brand, and also dominating the uh what is it like the uh SEO in that area.
I got you.
And so now let's just say you're putting all that money into like your brand and then SEO, right? Your website.
Hmm.
And so now when people go to look for something, they're calling your shop, right? So eventually you can convert that into a 1-800 number to where it's like a call center, right? So now people are calling and they're saying, "Yeah, I need to bring my car into the shop." You're gonna say, "Okay, what's your zip code?" You can actually franchise those leads. Like you can actually subcontract those leads out under your umbrella. So you're not having to run multiple shops. You're in control of the leads.
I got you.
And so now you're not having to go set up shop over here, worried about what they're doing. All you're doing is saying, "Hey, I sent y'all, because y'all pay me this monthly, franchise agreement. I sent y'all, 20 leads this month. The average repair on those leads was, 7 grand, 8 grand. Out of the 10 of them, y'all converted, 8 of them. So they're making money. So they see the result off of that because
Cool. You're looking at another scale of operations and getting that kicked off started too.
well, it's just one way to scale without having to open another location. What you're doing
Yeah.
is you're reaching out to shops. For example, let's just say a DRP shop has been in business for 20 years, right? And the DRP pulls out. They have all the equipment, they have all the staff. They don't have the time to build up their brand and their market. You already have it. You just open up your SEO, and now you can target that area to get any traffic. A good example. Have you been to the Mako website?
No, not yet.
Okay, if when you get off the phone, go to Mako.com. It's one website nationwide, and so
Okay.
whenever you go, it picks up your location and it'll direct you to the closest shop that's by there. And so that franchisee doesn't even deal with the website. He just gets the lead. And so
Oh
make
yeah, you. Oh, I guess you're talking about for whenever we do set up as a franchise
yes,
or
yes, yes. That's what I'm talking
multiple
about.
chain locations. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
yeah. That's definitely what we're trying to set it up for.
yeah. Because
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 definitely franchising, because we don't want to do chains, because it's one of those things that you want to be able to make a business run without you being there.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you sell someone a franchise, they're gonna want a franchise model, and that thing has to be
Yep.
turnkey. You
Yeah.
know,
And
and, and
that's what the insurance wants. Like we were thinking about doing like a business model that's going to incorporate like being a direct repair. But the thing is, a dent shop can't do the business model doesn't work because insurance don't want to team up with something that can't do something start to finish. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like a dent shop can only work so much, but like it might need paint work. So that's why we wanted to incorporate like a fast track shop, like a fast track body shop that doesn't have to deal with that like the major hits with the structural and the pooling and all that stuff. So
yeah. You're
that's
right,
exactly where we wanted to do.
man. You're on the right track, brother.
It's just I'm just terrible with the managing the numbers and all that stuff and reports and everything. I guess it's just because I spread myself out so thin, so I'm trying to get ideas from everybody else or get what's new in software and stuff like that to be able to put the people in place and how to put it in place, you know?
Yeah, yeah. How many departments do you have?
We have um of course we have the body shop, paint shop,
Body, paint.
um diagnostic, maintenance, detail, the race, but I think that's a sore subject with my wife. That I think that's what hurt us the most whenever I opened the race shop.
Okay.
I pretty much consolidated all that in one though.
Okay.
Um,
So do you have a have you created a org chart?
no.
Okay. So the org chart would I don't know if I have your email. I'll email you, but the org chart is gonna start to figure out what seats you need. Do you understand? So for example, you're right now you're VP operations.
Uh-huh.
So you're the owner.
Yes, I'm the owner, but I'm the director of operations as well.
Okay, so you're right now you're the uh well, you're the CEO, right?
Uh-huh.
And so under that would be the operations manager, right? And then under that will be department managers. And
Yes.
under the department manager will be the technicians. So you want to have like a chain of command. And what you'll do is you start filling from the bottom up,
I got you.
but but play around with the org chart and that way you can kind of see kind of how the chain of command will be.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be that'll start to give you some clarity on what you need, like who you need.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of started doing too, because I was starting getting everybody's. I pretty much kind of. I'll tell you what though, that AI stuff is actually a big help too.
Yeah.
So I pretty much pulled everybody's job descriptions through the AI stuff and kind of started pushing that more as well too, to where I hold my service managers and my production managers accountable for the rest of the technicians. I let them make sure they. Now I'm like, look, you guys do the hiring, firing. I'm done with babysitting and stuff like that. Um, and a lot of times, like I usually, I guess because I can't say I micromanage, but like a lot of times whenever I ask them questions and they can't answer them, and then I'll kind of intervene and tell them what they need to do and stuff like that. But like I feel as if I keep doing that and intervening, like I start to do their job for them.
Got it. Well, one thing with the org chart, it'll show who they need to report to.
I got you. Okay.
And so then it kind of eliminates it. Like for example, who's one of your managers?
Who's one of my managers? Like I have Zach, which is
Okay, Zach, right? So let's just say a technician has an issue and he's not sure to go to you or Zach because he doesn't really know like who the you know what I mean? Like he knows
yeah,
you're the owner, and so he might bypass Zach because he knows you have more authority. But with the org chart, it gives Zach the authority,
yeah. No,
and then
I do that because the production manager, the foreman in the back is where the technicians usually go to, and he's always in the back.
yeah.
But I think a lot of times I have problems that like everybody that I usually get is very knowledgeable.
Mm.
Um, Zach, his downfalls, like he's very involved, and so it's one of those things that um like why waste time whenever you can just get the job done faster yourself, and he's kind of like that, and a lot of times that takes his work, that takes his time away from his work in the front office, you know.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, he's well that's something that as the owner, you gotta train him on how to do that. And so
Yeah,
that because he's like the type like instead of taking the time to teaching the guy to do it, he's like, I'll just do it myself. It's a lot faster. And that's a hard habit to break. But
yeah,
you have to explain to him the importance of it because it's taken away from his actual job.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
I've been trying to beat that in him too, and it's very difficult. I was like, Zach, you can't just do it all the time because it wastes his time. Because now they don't get how to do it or understand how to do it because you're not showing them.
well, and also one way that you can help by doing that is do more like training days. Like do more
Yeah,
training days to where you and Zach are both training the guys with no distractions. That way, it's kind of designated time to educate them.
yeah.
and because during the like during a busy day, I'm pretty sure y'all are very like busy. It's gonna be hard to take the time and train someone in the middle of you got 100 things going on,
Yeah.
and so it's not really the right setting to go into training mode or go into teacher mode with someone when you have 100 things to do on right,
Yeah.
so
And it's just crazy. It's crazy though, is because a lot of times that we're training on and doing too, it's like new to us as well.
yeah,
Like right now with all the ADOS stuff, you already know like who has the best ADOS equipment. We don't know. We're just testing everything out right now.
yeah,
Because only like the specific dealers have the best ADOS equipment for that specific vehicle.
mm,
Right now we got Alltel, so I think that's pretty much probably the best one right now for overall on what we do, and we're just still learning on that thing as well too.
yeah,
So it's hard to kind of train on all the new stuff, and especially like all the in on the collision side, all of the 3D measuring and stuff like that too, and all the processing right now that you do on like setting up a repair plan or repair procedures and stuff like that too. So I was
yeah.
like, damn. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna break free of this.
I mean, you might have to minimize some stuff, Maybe you're trying to do too many things at one time. Like,
No, I definitely agree.
I mean, because dude, like to running a diagnostic system, like a equipment on it, that's a business within itself.
Yeah,
Like that's a I mean, you can be highly profitable just doing diagnostics and scans and recalibrations and all that stuff, you know?
yeah. But it's
Uh,
just knowing how to charge properly as well too is what I
yeah,
always tell
yeah,
them. Because pretty much like we always short ourselves and stuff like that because most of the stuff we get is like the stuff that the dealers are stuck on or they don't want to mess with.
yeah,
So I always tell these guys, I was like, you can't fall in that loop like back in the days, like in the 80s or something like that, in the 90s. The technology is not like that anymore to just charge an hour diagnostic. I was like, an hour, sometimes it just takes you to process the car and scan the codes. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Now you got to analyze the codes and analyze the data and then run the troubleshoot chart. I was like, you guys have to start understanding that that takes some time as well too. So you got to add the hours where it's needed.
yeah,
And especially with all the service stuff we get, like when a diagnostic comes in, they don't have to take that. So they can literally say, look, we don't, our minimum is 350 or 3.5 hours for a diagnostic or electrical diagnostic or something like that. And if they do it, great. If they don't, send it down the road, you
yeah.
know, because most of the stuff we get in is like people are stuck on anyways.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely just take some time and like look at all the areas of the company and figure out, hey, like, I know we're doing this service, but is it really as profitable as I think it is? Or, uh,
Yeah.
or I mean, because if that's a lot of training on a lot of different things.
No, absolutely.
You know, it's a lot of training on a lot of different things, and uh, if everybody's not trained, then you only have a few guys that know what they're doing.
Yeah. I only have like probably uh, well, Zach's probably one of them, but I only have like maybe in my foreman. The
Yeah,
other um strong techs that I have, like we'd rather have them do production stuff. So
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
that. But that takes their time away from um assisting all the other techs or what they need to do if they're doing the diagnostic work. And
yeah,
I just think that's more of a headache.
yeah. The diagnosis is it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Too much.
it's just troubleshooting and like
It's
you
stressful, and you won't have a happy customer anyways. You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ, they're already pissed off when they come to the door because their car's broke.
yeah, and it's just and the thing is that they'll tell you like how long is it gonna take?
Yeah, and that's not something like I always say, hey, look, if I tell you how long it's gonna take, I'd be lying to you. You
Yeah,
know,
I
because
mean,
it's true. You can't ever tell me. Like, how are you supposed to say that? I don't even know what's wrong with your car, so how can I tell you how long
yeah,
it's gonna take?
Yeah, it's true. Wow. Hey, brother, I appreciate you jumping on tonight. We're on every Monday at 7. You know, let's definitely connect. I'm gonna send you an email.
Okay.
I'll send you the reminder too next week too. But I'm also on Instagram, man. If you have any questions or you want to connect, I'll give you my number and I'm always available.
Okay.
That was
Definitely cool.
talking to you tonight, right?
You too.
All right, brother. Later.
All right. Later.
Simon. Simon, you there? Simon, you there? You have a question, Simon, before we exit? What about on TikTok? Y'all have any questions? Simon, let me know if you have any questions, Simon, before we end. We're about to end in a couple of minutes. No, Simon. No, Simon. All right, Simon, we're heading out, man.